we are backstage here at the Boston Calling Music Festival. I am so excited to be chatting with Whitney. I'm so excited to be here with WBRS. Julien, thank you so much for making the time for us today.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty well. Amazing set. Is there anyone you're looking forward to being able to check out?
Man, I don't know. We play. It's like we're on the whole festival circuit, so everyone who's playing this one is pretty much playing one of the other ones that we're playing later in the year or something. But the Mac boys are here. We've been friends with them forever, so I'm psyched to just like hang out with them. But yeah, I guess we'll watch Chance as well, probably too. So.
Well, with Mac, it's a mutual bromance. He wanted for me to extend an early hello when I told him I would be talking with Whitney today.
Nice.
So I was trying to think if he had like any like curveball question, but he was kind. He just went with a hello.
Yeah, man.
So the question I've been sort of asking everyone is, what can you recall your first festival experience? Because this is Boston Calling's first time at this festival.
My first festival experience ever?
First ever, or either as an artist or as a attending, whichever you want to take it.
Oh, man. We played, well, I don't know, man. I like played a bunch of festivals with like older bands as well. I'm trying to think of like the gnarliest like first experience. They probably all involve like illegal substances and stuff, so I probably shouldn't say anything about it. Yeah, but we're psyched to be here. The crowd was really good. You know, for those listening, we like just got off stage, but the crowd was super big. It was like 2,500 people at least. Like, whoa. Good vibes.
There you go.
It was fun. Yeah.
And then you're playing another show at the Sinclair later this week too.
Yeah, on Sunday we go upstate, like upstate New York or whatever, and we play Levon Helm's Barn, and then we come back to Boston and do Sinclair, which I think I played before, and I love that venue. I think there's a really good restaurant attached, if I'm thinking of the right place.
It's the most amazing restaurant in Cambridge. You are absolutely correct.
It's awesome. Yeah, I remember I got mussels, and like that was the first time I'd ever had them because I was like 18 or 19, and definitely fell in love with that dish. So. Yeah. Well,
my thing that I go there is their breakfast burger, and it's a waffle, a burger, eggs, and bacon and cheese, but the waffle is the bun with home fries, and that is amazing.
Yeah.
If you can get there for brunch.
That sounds great, man.
Oh, it's delicious. So I feel like everyone knows the story of how Whitney started. You and Max were roommates. Is Max a good roommate?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, we still live together.
You do? Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Because I know that sometimes it can be a little bit challenging sort of navigating the dynamic with roommates.
I think if the entire band was living together, it'd be challenging because there's just so many personalities to, I guess, like fit together. But me and Max, you know, we've still remained like super duper close. And I don't know, our relationship is still the same as it was like when we were writing the first record, so it just made sense to get another place together because we want to write a record that like impacts people just as hard, really. So yeah.
Sweet. And now you guys sort of do this and you leave all of your other projects behind. You were in Unknown Mortal Orchestra. You decide to leave the band.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to sort of go to a new project without being in the mindset of trying to, you know, recreate what Umo was or recreate other bands that you've been a part of?
It wasn't because we didn't task ourselves with that challenge, you know? Like we didn't sit down and be like, okay, so we gotta like make an amazing record right now. It was just like me and him were both focusing on our own solo stuff, and then out of nowhere we just like woke up one morning like and jokingly made a song, and then we realized that it was like, oh man, like I guess the contributions from both of us like just kind of worked. Like it was like, oh man, like I can compliment like Max's like guitar lines, and his guitar lines complement my like songwriting style as well. And then like it just kind of made sense, man. Like from the first song, it was just like, oh man, we'll be able to make a record that we can like fully stand behind and like play live for a few years. So now we're doing that. Now we're like on the second year of this album cycle, and it's pretty crazy.
You're on the road so much, and that sounds so awesome. It sounds like that's how music is supposed to be naturally made, which is always refreshing.
Yeah. I mean, like organic, not like some contrived like, I don't know, man. Just like it's not artificial what we make. We like need the inspiration. Like we wait for the inspiration. We're not gonna like force out like any sort of like material ever.
Sweet. And then, so you guys are huge celebrities in Chicago. Is it humbling to sort of travel around and then just sort of go from like being these A-listers in Chicago and then just sort of, I don't know, it must be sort of interesting when you go around the country too.
That's a funny way to put it. Okay, yeah. So in Chicago, I don't know if I would say A-lister. I think A-lister is like Chance or like Vic Mensa or Jeff Tweedy or something. I think we're more like B-listers, but we're slow. But we're rising into maybe A-lists, maybe. And that's only because, like, you know, we do actually get those interactions when we're walking around and someone, like, I had a kid, like, bow down on the sidewalk, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, get up.
Get up,
He,
yes.
like, bowed down, and he was like, dude, I just want to let you know. Like, he was, like, hyperventilating kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. Like, I was like,
who does?
I was like, man, like, chill out. Let's, like, hug each other, and thank you so much for liking my music and supporting my career, but... the weird thing is that when we're touring in other places too, we normally get to the venue around like 5 or 6, and then like whoever's coming to the show also shows up too. So it's almost like we don't leave that zone because I'll like walk outside the venue to buy a pack of cigarettes or something, and it's not the same sort of like Chicago level vibe, but it's like there's still a bunch of people out there that are like, oh my God, can I get an autograph? Bottom line though, like neither me or Max or anyone in the band really thinks about that at all. Like we just don't really care. But we are really happy that our city has picked up on it.
And that's a good way to be, for sure.
Yeah.
Now this must have been an exciting moment. Sir Elton John is a huge Whitney fan, interviews you for the New York Times. What must be going through your head? What are you thinking when that whole interaction kind of goes down?
Yeah, I was told that it was going to happen at like this big kind of like Whitney team dinner. It was like our manager, booking agent, everyone in the band, and our like manager like did like a clink of the glass. Everyone like quieted down, and he was like, this like Elton John is going to talk to Julien on like Friday or something. And I was like, oh my God, are you serious? And like my first thing that I said was like, dude, I don't want to do it alone. Like, can Max please be on the phone call? And he's like, no, he just wants to talk to you one-on-one. And I was like, damn, I don't know if I can do that. But then I talked myself into it. I drank like 2 or 3 shots of whiskey before the conversation, and then and it was good. I mean, that dude is like a professional famous person, so he definitely knows how to like conduct himself in an interview. It was fine. It was fun. It was good.
Exactly.
It's a good combo.
Now I only have 2 questions left for you. What is the part of your record, Light Upon the Lake, that you are most proud of? What is something that when you look back on it...
Most proud of?
Most proud of.
Golden Days, probably.
Golden Days?
Golden Days is just that was like the one where I was like, oh man, I've never... You know, me and Max were so deeply involved in that song, obviously, but it was like after we finished it, it was like, whoa, we've never made anything that gave us these types of feelings. Like, I felt like we were making something that we had never heard before, and that also made it like all the more like risky, where I was like showing it to people and they didn't even necessarily get it at first, and I was like, is no one gonna understand this? Like, but then once it caught on, it was like, oh man, yeah, they get it now. Like, we were very like intentional with what we did, but it was weird. We knew it was weird, I guess.
Nice. Well, I'm getting the wrap it up signal because I know you have a lot to do today. Just quickly, who are some of the bands that you're listening to right now?
Okay, let me think. Well, our boys Hoops are really good buddies. We love Twin Peaks. They're our hometown boys too. Trying to think of one more that I'm just like probably blanking on. Well, I would say Kevin Crowder's solo stuff from Hoops I'm super into as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, the band is Whitney. If you're not listening to them, damn it, you should be. Thanks so much, Julien.
Yeah.